In section 8.2, we are going to find the area between two curves on a graph. We are going to start out with an example that I have graphed here. So let's say I have a function y equals negative x squared plus 9, which we know is a parabola down that's been shifted up 9 units, vertex at 0, 9. And then the line y equals x plus 3, a line with a slope of 1, indicated in this blue graph. So now I want to find the area between these two curves, which I have here called this area, this shaded area C. Okay? Now, if I want to find the area of C, we know that if I would first find the area between A and the axis, that would be this entire area. And if I would integrate B, that would give me the area under the line, which is shown by this bottom graph. Let me move myself out the way here. And that would be this area here. Well, I want the area between them. That means I have to subtract those two areas, and that will give me this remaining amount. So this entire area under the red function from negative 3 to 2, but I don't want the whole area. I want to subtract the area under the blue graph. So that shows us a little strategy we're going to use anytime we want to find the area between two curves, and that is to take the area under the top curve minus the area under the bottom curve. And this extends to even when functions are below the axis. If you just take the higher curve minus the lower curve, you will find the area between them. Okay? So to find this area C, we are going to find the area under the red function minus the area under the blue. So integrating negative x squared plus 9 from negative 3 to 2 with respect to x minus the area under the blue function from negative 3 to 2. Now we have a property that says, well, I can take those two separate integrals and combine them into one integral. Subtracting those two functions, I get negative x squared minus x plus 6. And this is the integral I would use to find that area. Okay. Now, some of these integrals you're going to find will be difficult to find using antiderivatives. This one is not. This one would be pretty simple. But we'll be able to then evaluate that integral. Okay. So the purpose of this page is to just show you, give you a sort of, I guess, geometric look at how we can find that area by subtracting the areas underneath the graphs of each of the respective functions. Okay, so let's do a few examples. Let's start out here. Find the area of this shaded region analytically. Okay, so I've got a couple graphs that should be simple to sketch again. Y equals x squared minus 9, which would be this parabola, and y equals 3 minus x, which is this green line with a slope of negative 1 here. Now, the first thing we want to do in order to find this area is we need to know the limits of integration. I can see that this green graph, the line, has a higher value than the blue parabola on this entire interval. Now, where does this interval go from? Well, it goes as far left as this point to as far right as that point. Now, this appears to be negative 4. We can check to make sure by plugging negative 4 in. If I plug negative 4 in here, I get 7. If I plug negative 4 in here, I also get 7. We can tell that is definitely the point of intersection. If you have difficulty telling the point of intersection, we can just set these two equations equal to one another. We could say x squared minus 9, find out where that is equal to 3 minus x. Solving this equation, I could go x squared plus x, I believe that would be minus 12. If I get everything to one side. And then I can factor this as x plus 4, x minus 3, and I know this graph is going to intersect at the value, x values of negative 4 and positive 3. More specifically, at negative 4, 7, and 3, 0 is where they're going to cross. Okay, so now I know that to find this value of this shaded region, I am going to integrate from negative 4 to 3 between those x values. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to take the top function, which was 3 minus x, and subtract from that the bottom function, which was x squared minus 9. Notice I'm putting it in parentheses. If I'm subtracting, I need to distribute with respect to x. This integral right here will give me that shaded area. Okay? Now, let's go to our calculator just to evaluate that real quick, see how big that area is. That would be, let's see here. I have it graphed on here, so you can see in my y equals menu, I have x squared minus 9 in for y1 and 3 minus x in for y2. So I can simply go y2 minus y1. So let's try that. So I'm going to go, let me clear that out, math number 9 to get fn int, and we will go from -4 up to 3 of the line, which I had put in y2, minus the parabola, which I entered into y1. Make sure you know where you have each function in there so you subtract in the right direction. And if I do that, I get a value of about 57.167. So 57.167 would be the value that I found using my calculator. So that would be the area in that case. Okay? Now, some people get caught up with, well, wait a minute, why am I subtracting? This one is below the axis. Well, if you would kind of figure out the area of this curve between -4 and 3, find out what that value is, and then you found the area between the curve between -4 and 3 of this one, part of it is above and part of it is below, you can very easily see that the value is the same if you do it separate. Okay, so even like I said, it extends below the axis. If you do the top function minus the bottom function, that will work out perfectly for you. Okay, look at this next one. Now I've got y equals x cubed, the cubic, we know what that looks like, and 3x plus 2. Sometimes you're going to get functions which aren't quite so easy to graph as these are. X cubed we know is just a cubic going through the origin like this. Y equals 3x plus 2 we know is a line with a y-intercept of 2 and a slope of 3, and so it's easy to sketch. Again, sometimes they're not easy to sketch and you'll have to actually graph them and use intersection to find out where they cross and things like that. This one looks like a crossing at -1. If I put in -1, I get -1 for both, so that would be this intersection. Here this appears to be at 2 something. If I put 2 in, I get 8 in both. So those are the points of intersection. So to find this area, I'm simply going to integrate from -1 over to +2. Remember, these are x values because I'm integrating with respect to x, at least right now. And then which function represents the top boundary of this shaded area? It would be the line 3x plus 2 minus x to the third. The cubic represents the bottom boundary, and that would be an integral that you would set up to find that area. Okay? All right, now notice I'm focusing on just setting up the integrals now. The exercise of going ahead and finding antiderivatives and substituting, that is something that hopefully have established pretty well so far. Okay, now from here, I'm going to skip this problem and save that for the second video. Let's look at this one right here. Cosine x and sine x from pi over 4 to 5 pi over 4. Well, if I would graph these, I know that let me just kind of mark these down here. Let me go pi over 4. This would be pi over 2, then 3 pi over 4 pi, then 5 pi over 4, 6 pi over 4, or 3 pi over 2. If I would graph each of these functions, and you know how I am with graphing things with this with these markers, but we know cosine starts at a maximum, then goes to a 0, and then a minimum, and then back to a 0. So the cosine graph will kind of look like this. Who says I'm bad? Not me. Okay, now sine x goes through the origin, then will increase, so it hits a maximum at pi over 2, and then back to a midline at pi, and then back to a minimum at 3 pi over 2. So it'll kind of look like this. Okay, so you notice between pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4, that's where these functions are intersecting. And so the area that I wish to find is right there. I want to determine what that area is. So what we are going to do here is we're going to integrate from pi over 4 to 5 pi over 4. And now it's just a matter of figuring out what's the upper boundary of that region and what's the lower boundary. Well, my blue graph is my sine graph. That's my upper boundary on this interval. So I'm going to take sine x minus cosine x. And again, a simple antiderivative, substituting in the limits, we would get the answer for that particular integral. Okay? And let's see, did I have another one I wanted to do here? Here would be a good one. Let's take a look at this top example here. So I want to find, again, the area of this region. Now, this time, you'll notice that something weird happens. The integral kind of gets split up here. So if I examine this region, you notice that this purple parabola, which is the graph of y equals 2 minus x squared, is above the line y equals negative x. But they also want y equals 0 to be a boundary over here. So there are 3 graphs that bind this little shaded area, I guess. Okay. Now here's the problem. We've got the parabola as a top boundary and the line as the lower boundary from here over to here. I'll call that region A. But then once I get to the y-axis, now the boundaries are different. The parabola is still the upper boundary, but the lower boundary is now the x-axis, or y equals 0. I'm going to call that region B. To find this total area, I need to split up this region. I can't use one integral to find this whole thing. I have to use one integral to find region A and one to find region B, and then add them together. So these two graphs are crossing at negative 1, 1. That's the intersection of these two graphs. If you put negative 1 in, you'll get 1. Then they come down and they cross at the origin. And then these two graphs right here cross on the x-axis, but where? Where would 2 minus x squared cross the axis? Well, that would be at radical 2, okay? Because where does 2 minus x squared equal 0? Well, when x squared equals 2, which would be a plus or minus square root of 2, this is obviously to the right of the axis, so that's radical 2. Negative radical 2 would be where it's crossing over here. So here we go. So region A plus region B will give us the entire area. So I'm going to integrate from negative 1 over to 0. And what am I integrating? The parabola, 2 minus x squared is the upper limit. Yuck, that is a bad 2 minus x squared. Minus the line y equals negative x, minus a negative x would be plus x, with respect to x, plus region B would now be from 0 over to the square root of 2, and that's just the area between the parabola and the x-axis, so that's just 2 minus x squared dx. I could say 2 minus x squared minus 0, but subtracting 0 would kind of be a waste of time. Okay, so plugging this into your FNInt or evaluating it by hand will give you that area. Okay, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what happens when it's difficult to tell what the boundaries are.